All right. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. It's another edition of the Swift XR Community Workshop. It's such an exciting feeling to be here again. I remember the last time we met where we had an amazing guest, a member of the team, and we literally looked at how to create engaging Figma designs, and I think that went pretty well. So you're welcome to this month's edition, and as usual, we have another interesting episode for today's workshop. So I just want to welcome everyone. I'm going to introduce our guest very soon, but as custom demands, not basically custom, but just to ensure that anyone joining us for the very first time has an idea of what SwiftXR is, what we do, and whatnot. So we're going to quickly look at introduction to what the platform is, right? Just get yourself acquainted with what we do here at SwiftXR, and then we'll go to the live demo. So I'm just going to wrap that up very quickly, and we're going to look at a few things about Swift Excel. So, just so that there can be an establishment on or a common ground to the platform that you're about to use. So, for today, we're going to simply be looking at what Swift XR is, Swift XR use cases, and then we'll go to the interesting part, which is the live demo. And like I said, we have an amazing guest on the workshop today. Okay, so let's just go into what SwiftXR is. SwiftXR is a no-code web platform that allows you to share 3D, interactive 3D experiences, easily on the web. So what we're saying at SwiftXR is that you don't have to draw a single line of code. You might even be a layman working in fashion industry, whatsoever industry that you're currently in. You don't have to have like a technical background before you can have or share or have create immersive experiences, right? And one of the things SwiftXR does is it allows you to share designs faster, reducing publishing time and cost. It also saves developmental effort and also reduce developmental costs, right? So, I mean, that's pretty straightforward for anyone that knows SwiftXR. What we preach is come in, drag and drop, and you're good to go. So, what do we focus on, or what our focus? We try to ensure that we capture every individual in different walks of life, right? Non-technical users, ensuring that even if you are not tech related, you can make use of the platform. And I usually tell people that I'm a testimonial of that statement, right? Coming from a different niche entirely, and then coming across the platform, it has like ease of use, and also helps you to make quick prototyping as a developer. Maybe you have just designed a website and you just want to add a bit of tweaking to it, right? Even for 3D artists, and I think that aligns with who we have on the workshop for today, right? So different individuals in different walks of life, right? So let's quickly look at SwiftXR across the web. So this simply means that how do you interact with the platform on the web, right? We have had like various different kinds of platforms that we call our plugins, where you can find SwiftXR on there and you can easily interact with those platforms and SwiftXR at the same time, depending on what it is you want to create or achieve. You might be an online business owner, you can have a shop on Shopify, Wix, Bubble. You can be a designer and you have a design on Figma and you want to add 3D interactive experiences to it. WordPress, and with our integration with Sketchfab, which gives you access to millions of 3D models, you can easily grab one on there for your use when you're on SwiftXR platform, as well as our in-house SwiftXR asset store, because yes, we have a 3D artist in-house as well, right? Canva as well. With our 3D snap, you can create exciting GIFs, right? Or take snapshots of your 3D model. And it will elevate your designs in a way that you're not using flat 2D images, right? So let's quickly wrap this up. More Swift XR across the web. We have Ucraft, Format, HubSpot, Conquer CMS, Squarespace. So fun fact is, if you go to if you visit our documentation site, we have a couple of documentations there, a lot more than the slides can contain at the moment, right? So you can feel free to check us out on any of the plugins that you want to interact with, right? Depending on the websites that you're working with. We still just recently launched three amazing integrations, right? And that's with Jindo's sites, Google sites, and one other. I can't remember for now. So I'm going to drop the link for that in the comment section so that we can have access to that. So quickly, let me wrap this up so that we get to the most interesting part of the day. Doing more with SwiftXR. On the platform, you have access to project analysis. You can tell how your project is working. You can tell how it is doing, on the web, basically, who is interacting with your project, where they're viewing your project from, how many views as well your project have, right? Then you can also scan QR code. Say you want to place a QR code on a mesh or a T-shirt, and you want that code to give you access to your project, right? You can easily download your QR code at the point of saving your project on SwiftXR. Then you also have access to multiple 3D models, like I mentioned earlier, as a result of Sketchfab, and then MetaQuest direct sharing. So if you have your Meta headsets, rather, you can easily view your virtual reality projects, and it works swiftly with the platform as well. All right, so wrapping this up, we have a bunch of Swift XR features, which I'm not going to go into the details of that, right? We are going to be using one out of them, which is simply the AR feature we're going to be using today. Right, and then we have 3D viewer, we have customizable feature, we have AI artwork. You can generate, an artwork just with a prompt. We have a 2D image to 3D model converter. That's one of our latest feature. And then there is one in the works, which has probably been announced by socials, but you get more information very soon. And that's our virtual try-on. I'm super excited to be saying this ahead until it goes live. You can try, maybe you own a store or you are a fashion designer, and you can allow people to try their outfit from wherever they are with just simple click, and then with a video camera testing, and then you can be able to see or view the outfit on yourself, right? So you might want to stay tuned to that. So SwiftXR use cases ranges from real estate to hardware showcase to e-commerce, right? You can be a realtor or an architect, and you want to show 3D viewings of the buildings you're trying to project to your clients. And with the use of virtual walkthrough, you can give them the access to, see their property even without visiting it physically. Same with artwork showcase, with just a click, and your clients can see or view their artwork in their own space, right? Same with e-commerce that allows you to share 3D interactive 3D designs of your products, and that gives you some sort of elevation beyond the normal people that just shares images. And aside that, you could also include the AR feature, which allows people to test or try on watches, shoes, dresses, depending on what product you're selling. And yeah, we made it. That was a lengthy one, but yeah. So we're going to the live demo now, and this is the part where we bring in an important person from the team. So one thing you should know is the SwiftXR team has a lot of creatives. I'm talking about professionals, right? And last edition, we were able to bring our head of marketing, person of Bolu. But today, we have our lead 3D artist in the house. I'm just gonna bring him off stage real quick. All right. Hi, Shil. How are you doing? Okay, Picasso, your
Thank
mic
you,
is.
Stella, for the introduction. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining our live stream today.
All right. Okay, so I'm gonna leave you to show right now. Show, I'll be backstage so that you can have like a larger screen to yourself. But if you need me to confirm if you can hear me, if I can hear you, you can just call my name
Yeah,
and all right
all
then.
right. Yeah, thank you very much again, Stella. Today we're just going to be It's time for the live demo, and today we'll just be going through something very simple. I'm sharing my screen already. I hope you can see it. And yeah, for the live demo, I want us to just create a simple vase or vase, whichever one you call it. And we're going to embed this vase on a website. We're going to take it to our SwiftXR editor and embed this vase or vase on the website. So I'm creating a simple vase here, a vase. I think I'm going to stick with vase. Yeah, so let me just set the dimensions of this. Mm, yeah. And one thing you should take note of in SwiftXR is you need to learn to work with dimensions. Um, because when you're in the AR mode, your objects will be viewed um, in their actual scale. So if you do not work with dimensions, you'll be able to see your objects in their real scale, or the scale might be miscommunicated, especially to your clients. If you're using it for business, if you're using it for your products, and you want your clients to have a live view of what your products look like, you need to work with scale. But for this, I'll just be doing something very simple. Yeah, so let's create our vase. All right, I think we have the shape already sorted for our vase, and it's already looking like it should look. Good. So I've created a simple shape of the vase, and I'm going to add a subdivision. Now, regardless of the 3D software you use, I'm using Blender. I should have announced that at the beginning. I'm very sorry. I'm using Blender. You can use Cinema 4D, you can use Maya, you can use Shaper 3D, anyone. You just have to export it in GLB format because that is what works best for XR. Anything XR, whether it's AR, whether it's VR, GLB format is the best. And I'm currently using Blender. What matters is your export. It doesn't matter what 3D software is. And although some 3D software may not have GLB export, what you can do is export in FBX and bring it into a GLB supported software like Blender, then export in GLB. All right. So we have our vase. It's looking good already. And I will apply the subdivision surface. I would apply any modifier I use. If I do not apply it, the GLB, it won't appear like that in GLB format. So I need to apply any modification I use, any modifier. So I've applied this, and I'm going to unwrap this and texture this. Same. So I'm selecting this part because I want to apply a different texture on it, and you'll see that later. Yeah, great. Now for the interior texture, I'm going to use something very simple. Just a gray or cream color. And you can't see the textures yet. Don't worry. You'll see very soon. Let me split my screen. So this is what it looks like. So I'm going to apply a new texture to the exterior. Okay. Now for this texture, I downloaded a floral texture and I'm going to apply it as an image. Right, so you can see this already. You can see how the vase looks already. Very simple, very straightforward. It's already looking good. Going to apply some shine to it, so it's reducing the roughness. One, yeah. You can see how the vase looks already. Yeah, so now you have an idea of how it looks better. This is our vase. Right, so I think we're done with the vase. It looks as it should look. And I think we're good to go like this. We can export this. Before we export this, I downloaded a flower, a 3D model file, and we can just put this into the vase. Right. Yeah. So this looks good already. You can export this now as a model. So you save your file. You don't, okay, let me save my file. Call this file files and export this as a GLB, GLTF, or GLB. Export. It's my desktop. Export. So right now I'm going to stop sharing my screen so I can switch to the SwiftXR editor just for about 30 seconds. All right, share screen, share. Yeah, so I'm back. So we go to SwiftXR editor, we create a project. All right. Yeah, so welcome to the SwiftXR editor. And it's very simple, very intuitive to use. This is the home page. You can see it says welcome back. When you register, when you log in, you create an account. And you can see your recent projects here. Anything that you've done and you've uploaded. These are the featured templates where you can see things that we've already done. image tracking, artwork exhibition. These are things that people use Swift XR for. I remember designing an artwork exhibition room for a client recently where they can have their audience view their artworks instead of renting a physical space. But now, anywhere from anywhere in the world, their audience can view their artworks using their phones or using AR headsets or VR headsets or meta glasses, things like that. So Swift XR makes accessibility very easy, right? So you can create your project here, create project. I'm going to name this flower vase. All right, so this is what the editor looks like. Now, this is where you are the boss. This is where you can create anything, where you can bring in your creation. And because I want the flowers to be viewed in AR, I'm going to choose the augmented reality. You can use augmented reality, you can use virtual reality, you can use standalone 3D viewer if you do not want to view this in AR or VR. Then there's face tracking. Face tracking is for when you have, let's say, you make headgear or headwear, things like glasses. Now, face tracking, you can test your product on an actual face model on the editor. 3D carousel is when you have multiple models you want to show people, you want them to view it, you want them to be able to swipe or scroll through. That is when you use the 3D carousel option. Now, if you do not want to model, if you are not good at 3D modeling or you do not want to hire a 3D model, we also have a scan feature where you can scan your model, right? Using AI, you can scan your model and you can bring it, you can create a 3D version of your 2D image. That's, I think Stella mentioned it a bit, the 2D to 3D feature that we have on Swift XR. So you do not necessarily need 3D model experience, but there are some objects that require 3D model that you just can't scan if you want to show them in detail and in quality. So yeah, I'm going to choose the augmented reality feature and I will upload. You can also drag and drop your model into the editor, just like going through this long process so that you can see how it is upload from your device, convert image to 3D, what I just explained, or a custom model where you can also request a model where I will be working on the model for you. And there's a model library where you can view our asset store and other asset store like Sketchfab, where Stella mentioned you can get over 1 million models online. So I'm going to upload from my device. And we have there's a flower vase open. Right, so this is our flower vase, and this is how it looks already. I'm sure you can see it in the editor. Another thing to look at when you're modeling is the face orientation. I think there's something wrong with the orientation of this flower. That's why it's looking weird and transparent. So let me fix that over here. Okay, the orientation is good. Uh, all right, so let me export this. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to publish this now. Now you need to publish your model so that others can view, so that you can share it, and so that you can embed it on any website that you want to use it on. Publishing. Now it doesn't take time. Once your model is optimized, once your model is not too big, and that's one thing you need to take note of. You need to make sure that your model is in the smallest possible size without um without losing detail to the model, without sacrificing so much detail. You need to make sure that the right details, the most important details are well displayed on your model, and your model is in the smallest possible size. This is what we call optimization. There are some clients who reach out to us that, okay, we made this, but the model is not optimized. And because it's not optimized, it can take longer time for people to view it, for clients to view, or for your customers now. Now, this verse that I created, let's say you own a flower shop and you want people to view your flowers. Now that's a business, right? You want people to see the variety of your flowers, right? Or the flower or your flower vases that you have there. What you can do is, in order to give them options, right? You want your models to be optimized. You want them to be in the smallest possible sizes, while the detail and while the quality and while the shape, while everything is well communicated for your customers to be able to view what it is that you have to offer. I would have taken you through an optimization process, but because of time and this is really not the class, right? This is just a simple publish and embed tutorial. Sorry, it's taking time to publish. Let's just hold on. But that's what optimization is about. Just make sure that your model is well optimized without any errors. Sometimes, if there are errors, the model won't be viewed properly on the website that you embed it in, or it won't be viewed. There are some times when models are not visible on iOS devices and they are visible on Android devices. Things like that can affect your model, and it can affect your customer viewing experience or your client viewing experience. These are things that we try to optimize, and we try to make sure through updates to make the website and the platform better for all our users. All right, so we are done publishing our project, and just going to click on embed project now. Embed project. I'm going to copy this. Now, what embedding means is, let's say you have a custom website for your business, which we are going to go through very soon. I'll be using Google Sites for an example. What you want to do is you want to put in your SwiftXR product on that custom website so that your customers and your clients can view your product. So we're going to copy this, or we can copy it later. I'm going to go to Google Sites. For a business now, let's say you want to showcase your vases or your flower business, and I'll go to portfolio. Right. So let's call this and here you can see the embed link here where you can insert anything you want to insert. So go to embed code. And the code that I copied from the editor, copy this code, go to embed, and paste it. All right. And we insert this. Now your customers can come to your website, your business site, or your portfolio, and they can see what it is that you are doing. They can have a live viewing of your object or of your product on their website. And with the AR feature, your customers can also scan and they can view that product in AR. They can have a live experience of that product. They can have an experience of what it looks like, the scale, with respect to the objects in the house. Let's say home appliances now. They can have an idea of how it looks in the house, where it can fit in. They can be able to test where these products will fit in the house. Yeah, and when you're done building your website, you can publish your website, and that's really all. It's straightforward from there. That is how to use Swift XR from That's a very good pipeline from your 3D software to the SwiftXR editor. Very simple to use, very straightforward. You create a project, you import the project, you publish the project, then you go to your website. You go to anything you're using. You can use Notion, you can use Jimbo, you can use Shopify, you can use Google Sites, whatever you use, and you can embed your SwiftXR project on that website and it can be easily viewed just like this. And yeah, I think that's all from me. Thank you. I'll stop sharing my screen now.
Um, so you have a couple of comments. I guess it's because you're sharing your screen, you could not view. I think we have one from Angela. She says nice with a thumbs up. Thank you, Angela. Lovely that you found that interesting. Then we have one from a potential. Okay, don't let me call her out yet, but in case you're watching this, Wendy, Wendy says, the flower vase of us looks lovely. All right.
Thank you, Wendy.
Okay, cool. So let's just straight up to everyone. If you have any question before we call it a wrap, like I introduced him earlier on, Sean is the lead 3D artist. Oh, Wendy's clapping again. Sean is the 3D artist, lead 3 artist here at SwiftXR. Right. So if you have any questions before we call it a wrap, you can drop it in the comment section and we would gladly take them before Sean takes his leave. But for everyone on the call today, SwiftXR, like I said, we are a community and we have a platform where we meet all other creatives that are using the SwiftXR platform. They are live on Discord. So if you haven't joined our Discord community yet, it's a good time to do that. I just dropped the link. I hope it will be clickable, or maybe I can drop it in the description box later on. But yeah, just feel free to check us out on Discord and also follow us on our social media platforms. And we're also looking forward to collaborations. Yes, that's part of the reasons why we do our community workshop, so that we can meet creatives like you and bring you on board, and let's just see how we can share ideas and also create something engaging. So I don't think we have any question. Well done, very nice. Okay, we have a comment again from Angela. Very nice demo. All right, cool. So just so you know that you can simply try the platform for the very first time if you haven't, right? Just go to swiftexherald.io and sign up. We have very, very free and affordable subscriptions that allows you to create something basic. I mean, you have free project at least for the initial, right? Before you get to eventually subscribe. But of course, you can try it out and see how that looks like. And also, do not forget to share your content on socials. You can tag SwiftXR and let's see what you can come up with. I should also mention that our very last session of the creator program will be holding very soon, preferably next month. And the creator program allows different creatives from different part of the world to come on the platform. You have amazing perks like free credits after the 6 weeks, the 6 week program, right? You get to be given access to the platform throughout those period, right? And you also get to learn deeper. There's limits to what we can take on our workshop actually. You get to learn deeper what we do here at 6XR, and you have access to every component, no credits, boarding for the 6 weeks, and even after the 6 weeks, depending on your content, the ones you've created, your final project, you get to win free plan for as high as a year, and free unlimited project as well, depending on which pet you decide to go for. So I don't think we have any question or comment, and this is where I'm going to let Sheila go. Sheila, thank you so much for joining us today. It literally was an interesting one. I love the sweetness as well in the creation. All right. Thank you, Sheila, and hopefully we see you next 2 months.
I'm thinking I can drop the link for the verse so that they
Yeah,
can view it if they want to.
yeah, I was going to say that.
All right,
Yeah,
I'll do that. I'll do that.
for massive. Yeah, I think I'd love to actually see it on my table here as well. So Sherry's gonna drop the link to the project he just created. I know he was able to work with the code embed because he had to take it to a platform like Google Site, but you can also interact with it. I think you just have to export. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's gonna drop that very soon. I do hope to see us on our Discord channel and have a closer engagement and see what we can do together. You can also share your project with us. That's part of the reason why we have a community for collaboration and all form of collaboration. We love creatives here at Sweet XR, basically. All right. Do you have it? I think you're muted, Shum.
Yeah, just a minute. I'm trying to update an optimized version of the model.
Okay, okay, cool.
Yeah, so that it can be easier for them to view. Just a minute, please.
All right.
Thank you.
You're muted.
Should I put the link in the chat or in the comments? Where should I put it?
Yeah, that comment, either of the two works.
All right. So,
Same thing.
or it's in the chat already. Yeah, I hope you can see it.
No, actually.
Um,
Are you posting it as an external person on YouTube or you have
um,
access to the comments stage like yeah.
now I'm about to.
Okay.
Let me just send it to you privately.
Okay.
Yeah, I've sent it already.
All right. Received. Complete. So here is Shion's project. I think I'm gonna view it myself as well. Only that I might not be able to show us viewing it over here. And yeah, got it. Okay, so in case you want to view, here is the link to his project, and yeah, right there. And I think it is still remain in the comment section when we are off stage. All right, then. I think that would be all. Thank you very much, Shion, once again. It was an interesting session, and catch you up sometimes later. Oh, Wendy, you're welcome. Wendy says, thank you so much for sharing. Welcome. All right, then. Bye, Cheryl, for now, I guess. Bye. All right, thank you guys for joining, and we'll see you next month. And I'm really, really do hoping that I get to bring this special person on the workshop for next month. But stay connected to our Discord channel, and you get more information about who we're going to bring on board and what part of the platform we're going to be exploring, and who is this particular creative. So until then, I'll see us around. Catch you guys later. Bye, everyone.